Welcome to the podcast, Let the Prophet Speak. Today we continue our study of the book of Joshua, the Sefer Yehoshua. We study chapter 14. If you recall, in chapter 13, we had the review of Moses, that's Moses giving the apportioning the conquered lands on the east side of the Jordan, apportioning them to Reuven, Gad, and half of the tribe of Manasseh, and the boundaries and the borders that each one received and the cities that each one received. We're continuing on that theme in 14. So V'ela asher nachalu b'nei Yisrael b'eretz Canaan. These, we just talked about the ones that they got in the land across the Jordan and on the east side before they crossed the Jordan into the west. But these that we're about to mention are those that the children of Israel inherited within the land of Canaan. Asher nichalu osam Elazar haKohen v'Yoshua ben Nun, which was given to them as inheritance by the following two leaders: Elazar the Kohen, the son of Aaron, son of Aaron, who was the high priest, and Yehoshua ben Nun, Joshua the son of Nun, who was the leader that took over after Moshe. And the heads of the tribes for the tribes of Israel. Begoral nachal asam, the portions that fell to them in the lottery, kasher tziva Adonai be'ad Moshe, just as God had commanded through Moshe, l'tishas hamatos v'chatzi hamata, to the remaining 9.5 tribes. Why? Kinasan, again a review, Kinasan Moshe nachalat shnei hamatot v'chatzi hamata, because Moshe had already given the portion of the 2.5 tribes, me'ever le'arden, on the other side of the Jordan, v'lalavim lo nosan nachla b'tochom, but he did not give anything to the Levites. Ki hayu v'nei Yosef shnei matos Menashe v'Ephraim, because the sons of Joseph were divided into 2 tribes. This is the verse is explaining how it ended up being 12. In other words, there were 12, one of whom was Levi, who was excluded, brings it down to 11, but then the sons of Joseph were 2, Menashe and Ephraim, who then made it 12 again, because Joseph was divided into 2. That's why it was 9.5 tribes left to inherit land on the west side of the Jordan. And a portion had not been given to the Levites in the land. Ki im arim lasheves, except for the Levites were given some cities in which to live, umigr shehem, and the area, the pastures around them, lemiknehem, for their sheep, ulekinyanam, and for their belongings to use that area. Ka'asher tzivah Adonai et Moshe, just as God had commanded Moshe, Kain asu b'nei Yisrael, so the people of Israel did, vayachleku et haaretz, and they divided up the land. Now, we didn't describe yet the borders and boundaries for the 9.5, because we're about to do, but before that, there's a slight, a little tangent we're about to go on, which goes as follows. Vayigshu, this is verse 6 now in chapter 14. Vayigshu v'nei Yehuda, and the sons of Judah approached El Yehoshua ba'Gilgal. They approached the leader Joshua in Gilgal, where they were encamped. Vayomer Elav Kolev ben Yefuneh HaKenizi, and a member of the tribe of Judah, a venerable, elderly member of that tribe. Remember, Yehoshua was on in years, and Kolev, that's Caleb, the son of Yefuneh, the Kenizi, from the family of the Kenizi family from Judah, said to Joshua as follows. Now remember, Kolev, we haven't heard from him in quite a while, but he was the fellow spy that went with the 12 spies, and 10 of them came back with a bad report, and Joshua and Caleb, Yehoshua and Kolev together were the 2 good ones, and the ones that came back with the good report, and Yehoshua and Kolev were the ones who therefore survived to come in and inherit the land. So Kolev says as follows: Ben arboim shana anochi, I was 40 years old, bishloach Moshe eved Adonai osi mikadesh barnei l'ragel et haaretz, when Moshe sent me, Moshe the servant of God sent me when we were camped in Kadesh Barnea to come and search out the land. Va'ashev oso davar kasher levavi, and I came back with a report and returned to Moshe with a report which was honest and direct from my heart. V'achai asher alu imi, while my brethren who came up to the land of Israel with me to spy it, himsivet leva'am, they turned away the hearts of the people. They made the people depressed. V'anochi milesi acharei Adonai Elohai. However, I was strong and staunchly loyal to the Lord my God. Vayishva Moshe bayomahu lemar, and Moshe swore to me on that day as follows: Imlo haaretz asher dorcha raglcha ba l'cha tiyeh lenachala, that absolutely the land which your feet searched, that part of the land of Israel that you searched, will be yours for an inheritance, ulevanecha, and for your descendants ad olam, forever. Why? Ki milesa acharei Adonai Elohai, because you were faithful to the Lord my God, Moshe says. And now, Hine hecheya Adonai osi ka'asher diber. God has given me life, just as He promised. He's allowed me to be here until the time and the moment when we are about to actually inherit the land that we just conquered. This has now been 45 years since God has spoken these words to Moshe. Asher halach Yisrael b'midbar, and during that 40 of those years, the people of Israel were wandered about the wilderness. And now I am 85 years old. So he was sent when he was 40. 40 years they wandered the desert, and now 5 years of conquering. Now I'm ready to inherit the land that I was promised. Odeni hayom chazak. I am still a strong man, ka'asher biyom shalach osi Moshe, just like I was strong and healthy in the day that Moshe sent me, kichochi az ukichochi ata, just like I had my strength and my vitality then, I have that same strength now. La milchama, I can go to war, v'latzeitz v'lavo, I can go and come, I can act, I have not aged in terms of my physical vigor. Please give me this mountain asher diber Adonai bayamahu, that God spoke about on that day, ki ato shamata bayamahu, because you heard on that day, ki anakim sham, that there were giants there, v'yarim gedolos v'tzuros, and there were big cities, fortified cities. This is the language that the spies came back with. Ulai Adonai osi v'horashtim ka'asher diber Adonai. I will get rid of these giants from this mountain, which is the place where I had spied out. And those big cities, I can fight, I can lead, the fight to conquer that land and inherit it for myself. And what land was this? We're about to find out. Vayivorcheu Yoshua, Joshua blessed him. Vayitain et Hebron, and he gave the city of Hebron, L'cholev ben Yefuneh l'nachala, to Kolev the son of Yefuneh, as a place to inherit. Al Kain, therefore, Haisach Hebron, which did land in the tribe of Judah's portion, but that specific town and area was given to Kolev ben Yefuneh HaKenizi l'nachala as an inheritance ad hayom hazeh, until this day. Yan asher milei acharei Adonai Yisrael, because he was faithful to the Lord God, the Lord of Israel. V'shem Hebron lefanim Kiryat Arba, and the name of Hebron used to be called Kiryat Arba. So the verse here identifies and makes sure you understand that Hebron and Kiryat Arba are one and the same. Ha'adam hagadol bo anakimhu. Arba, the Kiryat Arba means the place of Arba, the town of Arba. Arba was a man who was the largest of the giants. Possibly his name might have been Arba because he was as big as four normal people. Because Arba means four. V'ha'aretz shakta milchama, and the land was quiet from war. So Kalev was able to conquer and receive the land of Hebron, and this is the little tangent that we went upon before we discussed the boundaries of Judah. So this concludes chapter 14 of Joshua. where God fulfills his promise to Caleb, and at a venerable age of 85. Thank you so much for studying Joshua chapter 14. Looking forward to studying chapter 15 and the rest of this book of Joshua together.